Hey folks, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request from Shawn. Thank you so much for that. I apologize, Shawn, for if it may take a while to get these requests, because he sent quite a few, but I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the generosity. Thank you, Shawn, if you're watching. And of course, as the title suggests, Edward Scissorhands is the commentary for today. For anyone that wants to request any type of videos, PayPal is usually the best bet. I do have a Patreon as well. It could be for a review, a commentary, a re-review, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever the case may be. Video game Let's Try, playthrough, reaction, a re-review, random topic. Again, PayPal, usually the best, or Patreon. Links are in the info box, and it's either going to be over there, down below, or over there to the side. Now, I do have the subtitles on, but I'm going to have the headphones over there so that you listen from time to time, and yeah, just double protection, so to speak, because of YouTube's copyright system being so broken. But let's get into it. I'm paused at the beginning. Thank you once again, Shawn. By the way, throughout these commentaries, I'm probably going to have this fan on, ceiling fan on all the way, plus the AC, because it's way too hot here in Texas. So you may hear a wind sound on the microphone. I do apologize, but I gotta have it on, or I'm going to die of a heat wave. It's one thing if I'm doing a movie review, it's like 15-20 minutes, I could calm it down for a bit, then take a break. But for like 2 hours and so, yeah, so I apologize. But anyway, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And we have the Fox logo with the snow. Nice idea. And yes, I'm wearing an old shirt that I had. This is from way back in the day when I did like a Superman 4 review and I ripped this shirt. So of course ripping the shirt now, it's like that, but oh well. It fits my redneck ways. The movie's so good, and I just tear it all off. But it's a good shirt, so. So, 20th Century Fox's Edward Scissorhands, directed by Tim Burton. Now, by this point, Tim, of course, had done Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he had done Beetlejuice, and Batman. Now, pretty much after Batman, you have a success like that, you can pretty much get any movie you want done. And lo and behold, this was the movie. Starring Johnny Depp. I'm sure there's a number of people up for the role. Tom Cruise, I think he was up for it. I think Gary Oldman, but I remember reading it. Well, actually, I saw an interview Gary Oldman did where he said he didn't get it. He didn't understand it. He watched the film, and within like 10 minutes, he understood. So, which is, I can understand that, because when someone tells you, okay, you play a guy, your hands are made of scissors, and you're like, what? It's a bit to take in, but, you know. Tim Burton, combination of Danny Elfman's music. Of course, Danny Elfman worked on Batman and Beetlejuice with Tim Burton. And the sort of the fairy tale aspect of it. Stan Winston, rest in peace to him. Special makeup and scissor hand effects. I forgot Stan Winston worked on this one. Just because is that really, when they think of Stan Winston, they think of, understandably, Aliens, The Terminator, Predator, Jurassic Park. And this film did make some money. And then Tim Burton did Batman Returns. Now, Batman Returns did well. It's a fun sequel, but you tell the studio didn't really want Tim Burton back for another one because McDonald's and them were so sad that kids were afraid. They couldn't get as many Happy Meals. Thus, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, which were more kid-friendly. And a lot less gothic. course, the house on the hill. What's interesting is that there was a commercial done years and years later with Winona Ryder reprising her role, and I think she had a son named Edgar. That I guess is supposed to, yeah, I think it was the guy who's in the new Dune movies, Timothy Chalamet. I can't pronounce his name. I mean, man, they really did a commercial that's kind of a sequel to this movie. But, I mean, I just is not that weird. They do that a lot. It's a big ass bed. She's ready to be swallowed by it. What is it, deathbed, the bed they eat? Don't swallow that girl whole. That pillow's bigger than her. Like, damn. Like, each of those pillows, especially the ones in the back, are, like, bigger than her. I think this is the first film Johnny Depp did with Tim Burton, I believe. Because by this point he had done Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp that is, 21 Jump Street, the TV show. But after this, you would have Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, Dark Shadows, Alice in Wonderland. Quite a few films with Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. I mean, I like Tim Burton's older stuff. I mean, this was never my favorite film. I liked it for what it is. But as in, I liked its production value. I like the way the look of the film. I like that you have a role for Vincent Price. I think this is the last film he did before he passed away. I thought Johnny Depp did a good job. You have a casting who's Winona Ryder, Anthony Michael Hall, which Anthony Michael Hall was doing a different kind of role because by this point people knew him more for 16 Candles, Weird Science. Either the nerdy kid or the good guy. But here's being like a jock and a prick. Although I've heard he's a prick in real life, so maybe that came natural for him. Of course, this lady here who... Diane Wiest? I can never pronounce her name correctly. She was the mom in The Lost Boys. She was also in Bright Lights, Big City. That's Michael J. Fox's mom, which her death helps Michael J. Fox go down the path of drugs. Of course, she's trying to sell. Things ain't working out the best. And it's definitely supposed to be a complete difference between the way these are just color-coded and... I mean, I don't know. They look like houses that would be from the 50s. I swear that guy who's fixing the machine, I swear I recognize him from something. Cannot put my finger on it, though. Those ugly ass big old yellow earrings that she has. Why the hell would you wear those? Bigger than silver dollars. Well, she's trying. What is that? A circus tent in the back? Or fumigation or something? It's like a kid-friendly Freddy Krueger sweater put on top of the house. Hey, there's one house he didn't get to. Damn castle on a mountain. Castle Grayskull. Man, look at that. Like, look at that big ass mountain. Looks like the mountain from Supergirl, the movie. It was like that small town, and all of a sudden this big ass mountain. Are witches there? No, of course not. I don't know what happened to Diane Weist. I don't know what is going on with her. I don't know if she's still with us. I don't know anything at all about her, honestly. I mean, I guess get my phone. Maybe look up some stuff. Take a minute. Take a minute for that phone to start. Yeah, Tim Burton, I don't know what happened. I mean, it's like a lot of directors that just fell off. I don't know, because they're just not getting good scripts. If directors are selling for, they settle for bad scripts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They settle for bad scripts or something else is the deal. I don't know. Because goddamn, like some of these strips, man. Like Dumbo, really? Don't do a Dumbo remake? Let alone the Alice in Wonderland remake. Dark Shadows was awful. Hell, the Planet of the Apes film he did was awful. Just stay away from remakes. First and foremost. Stay away from remakes. Of course, all of the artwork that he has done with the plant life that will come into play later. Which, anytime I see these, I think it's called topiary. I always think of the novel The Shining, how these were supposed to come alive. And Stanley Kubrick did the right decision of making it just a hedge maze, which made it much more intense and much more suspenseful. Because these things coming alive does not equal stairs. At least that to me. So she won 2 Academy Awards, this actress. Best Supporting Actress for Hannah and Her Sisters and Bullets Over Broadway. She is 76 years old. She's in Apartment 7A, 2024. My Father's Dragon animated film, 2022. Oh, she was in the Clint Eastwood film The Mule in 2018. I remember not minding that film for what it is. She was in I Am Sam, The Bird. That's why she was in The Birdcage. She was Gene Hackman's wife in that. She did a good job in that film. Tropsy Robertson, she played Chevy Chase's wife. But The Lost Boys is what I remember her most from. So Tim Burton did a drawing which reflected his feelings of isolation and being able to isolation and unable to communicate to people around him in suburban Burbank. The drawing depicted a thin, solemn man with long, sharp blades for fingers. Burton stated that he was often alone and had trouble retaining friendships. I get the feeling people just got this urge to want to leave me alone for some reason. I don't know exactly why. Burton hired Carolyn Thompson, a young novelist, to write the screenplay as a spec script. He was impressed with her short novel Firstborn, which was about an abortion that came back to life. Warner. It was going to be a Warner Brothers film, but they sold the rights to 20th Century Fox. At the time, the budget was projected to be 8 or 9 million. They were influenced by The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Tom Hanks and Gary Oldman turned down the part. Tom Hanks went and did The Bonfire of the Vanities. One of them favored John Cusack. Let's see. This film grossed $56 million in the U.S., $29 million outside North America, $86 million worldwide, with a budget of $20 million. Got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.9 on IMDb, at least as of right now. Stan Winston and such were nominated for Best Makeup at the Academy Awards, but lost to Dick Tracy. In 2012, Johnny Depp reprised his role in a Family Guy episode. IDW Publishing released a comic book series which serves as a sequel and takes place several decades after the film. This was released 2014 to 2015. Super Bowl commercial. Winona Ryder President role was Kim, now to mother to Edward's son Edgar, played by Timothy Chalamet. So there you go. But yeah, I was looking up Tim Burton's filmography, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure I enjoy. Beetlejuice, one of his best. Batman, great. I like this one. Batman Returns. Ed Wood. Not big on Mars Attacks. Really enjoy Sleepy Hollow. Then you have Planet of the Apes, 2001. You have films like Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, Dumbo. I know he's doing Beetlejuice. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory did. Yeah. Honestly, can't remember the last one I truly enjoyed Tim Burton wise. I truly enjoy. Alright, so a little bit info there. These a little bit. As we go through the whole first meeting, the town find out about this. It's supposed to be sort of that supposedly perfect utopia Americana with the houses, and of course it's never that perfect. Far, far from it. What's this lady think? She don't go on a date? I mean, those scissors would give Freddy Krueger a run for his money. Of course, a nice touch of all the scars on his face. All the times he tried to do something, accidentally nicked himself. I mean, it makes you wonder how he can brush his teeth or wash himself or do anything in between. If he can. Might not be able to. Not in the slightest. There's Anthony Michael Hall with Winona Ryder. Of course, Winona Ryder's gone on to do a lot of stuff. She was in Beetlejuice before this. She's in the new Beetlejuice, which I have zero interest in. I don't think you needed a sequel to Beetlejuice, and if so, it's way too late. Way too late. It'd be like making a sequel to this film. Not every movie needs a sequel, folks. But try to get the extra dollar out of that milked high and dry. In this world of diminishing returns of box office and movie theaters, being afraid of going under, all this other stuff. How the hell is he going to put those clothes on? And the stuff he wears, it looks like he's going to be in a Dune movie. David Lynch's Dune with that outfit. It does. I mean, you look at like pictures of the outfit like Kyle MacLachlan has in Dune. That's what it looks like. That or like he tried out for a role of the Gimp. Didn't quite make it. And that's how he cuts himself. Waterbed, well, you know where this is going. Of course, the formula, the fish out of water. Johnny Depp doing a pretty good job having to sort of, not quite mime, but, you know, little dialogue. I think he said Charlie Chaplin was inspiration, which would make sense. And then funny enough, I think Robert Downey Jr. was up for this role, and he did play Chaplin. Guess he didn't think to take. I remember that phones with cords on them. You couldn't just take your phone anywhere and everywhere. You had to, if you're on call, make a call. You had to be at home, and as far as the cord stretches. That cut healed up fast, not bleeding anymore. I think some of the blood would have gotten on that white shirt. God, I can imagine if they try to make a movie of this today, then there'd be like, but the technology today is like, would you just take your hands off and I'll put like robotic, like prosthetics. You could just put prosthetics on your hands. Even if they're just still like this, that still be a lot safer than scissors. Yeah, Diane Weist always had that lovable quality that just seemed like such a sincere, kind lady. It made sense why she was cast in so many motherly figures. Again, Bright Lights, Big City, The Lost Boys, this film. It does make quite a bit of sense. Just has that lovely quality to her. Makes it easier for an audience to fall in love with her. Well, I mean, you don't really need a fork; just stick it in and. And that's what Alan Arkin. Been quite a few films. I remember him from The Rocketeer. Did a really good job in that. Was it Grosse Point Blank? Do you think he was in Grosse Point Blank? Could be wrong. I think he was in Grudge Match with Sylvester Stallone. Which, if that's the case, is pretty sad. I think sadly that actor's passed away. If so, may he rest in peace. Peas, man, I wouldn't want to eat peas anyway. That looks like a crappy dinner anyway. I wouldn't want to eat that. Bunch of peas and what is this, like carrots or some stuff? And what is that? It's supposed to be sausage or I don't know, what is that supposed to be? Yeah, I'm not. You really think it's a good idea to put a guy with scissors on a waterbed? I'm not sure that's the smartest decision. Not the smartest decision. You can't find any other kind of mattress. You gotta put them on a waterbed. Damn, all these cars are ready to run each other over. Damn, this is like candy. Yellow, green, blue, red, cherry, orange, lime. Oh, damn cars of Skittles. I mean, Johnny Depp does sell the innocence, sort of scared to so many new experiences, which helps make you sympathize as a viewer. Just smothering stuff over all the stars. Yeah, that's the thing. If you did this nowadays, it'd probably be like some multi-millionaire or some companies like some public relations service. Let's fix this guy up so they fix all the stars on his face. They fix his hands or give him prosthetic hands, etc. That'll probably be something where it was better who I used to be, so he goes back to having stars and goes back to having scissors for hands, but maybe it's nicer looking scissor for hands or whatever the hell BS they would put into the script. Which would be like, well, no, just keep what you have and screw all the other stuff. Have the better hands and the better face. Just do whatever the else you want. There's his artwork. Check this one real quick. Headphones working? Now the problem is, what about all that trash? What do we do with all that trash on the ground? Hell's your problem, lady? Freakazoid? You're freakier than him, bitch. Arkin just has a nonchalant attitude. Oh, don't worry about them. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Just on a lounge chair, watch some TV. There you go. The hell you five want? Does anybody here have a good haircut? There you go. That's the question. Does any one of these ladies have a good haircut? I think the answer is no. One is like a perm bigger than her head. One looks like a skunk. One looks like a wig. Someone go over there and punch that lady's lights out. Just punch her in the face. Hard. Or maybe trap her with those damn earrings. Use them as handcuffs. Get out of here before someone does a bubble bobble in your titties, lady. Piss off. It's the Vegematic. It slices, it dices, it sticks it up your ass. With all the spices. What kind of skin does he have? Like the blood It cuts once, you wipe it off, it stops bleeding forever. I wish I had skin like that. I've gotten cuts. I like press on it for like 5 minutes, it still bleeds. So you get a band-aid. But yeah, you see, like she just wipes it off, and then all of a sudden it's perfectly fine. Doesn't bleed anymore. Apparently, the tissue she has stops the bleeding. And of course, that's definitely a Tim Burton type of detail. How each one of these looks like it has a face. People jumping on it. This thing has a face as well. Everybody seems like a person in the face. There's the fat boys on the left hand of the screen. There's the thin ones with the arms in the air. Arms in the air like they just don't care. On Vincent Price. Rest in peace to him. I think there was the short film Frankenweenie that Tim Burton did. And Vincent Price voiced, he was the narrator. So I think Tim Burton pretty much had contacted him saying how much he was a fan. I think Vincent Price applauded his artistry, his imagination. I'm sure this is one of the primary things Tim remembers in this movie is working with the late great Vincent Price. Because sadly missed. You got the cookies. Leave him alone. Stop trying to dim on everything. Again, you ladies don't have room to talk for judging. Your hair is a teardown on its own. You're fat. You look like a skunk. You look like the housewife that your husband cheats on. Not with, cheats on. This is Larry, this is Daryl, this is his other brother Daryl. Shish kebab foo. Giant Depp just thinking, why are you telling me this? Why do I care? Why should I care, buddy? Leave me the fuck alone. Why should I give a shit? Hey lady, he's like, does the carpet match the drapes? God, make him try all this crap. Forced into all this crap. Jesus. These ladies must be really bored. Force feed this guy all the junk. And it also gets into the thing: is this a boy or is this a machine? Did you see this here? Like this machine being made, but didn't quite finish the job. There you go, being made. So how the hell? I mean, forgive me, I haven't seen this for forever. Is he able to reproduce? Does he have the Super Bowl commercial that here's our son? Like, can he have kids? It's a Super Bowl commercial. It's not like they give a crap whether it's. They don't care. It's just, hey, nostalgia. Do you remember? Yeah, Vincent Price is one of those old school actors that brought class to pretty much anything and everything he approached role wise. Anytime he was had a role, and just a great sense of class brought to it. Oh, you know they're tough. It's got flames on the van. It's like Bam Bam Bigelow's van. It does. The flames look like Bam Bam Bigelow's outfit. What's that lady on the right have? The Flash? It's like a lightning bolt like the Flash. I don't know why the girl on the right with the orange. I don't know, is that Jennifer Jason Lee? Anthony Michael Hall on the left here, Winona Ryder on the right. Again, a different type of role for Anthony Michael Hall. Because by this point, his stardom had gone down fairly quickly. I mean, at first, Anthony Michael Hall, he was approached to be a part of Full Metal Jacket, but then, from what I understand, Anthony Michael Hall either wanted too much money or too much of something else and screwed everything up. Then with John Hughes, sort of that relationship separated because Anthony Michael Hall kept saying no to various projects. I think John Hughes wanted him for like Pretty in Pink or another movie, and Anthony Michael Hall said no. So he wasn't with John Hughes anymore because of his own ego, lost the deal for Full Metal Jacket. And, did films like Out of Bounds that were pretty much a big bomb. And wasn't that good of a movie. And then from reading up on info, apparently he was a prima donna prick on that movie too. Thinking he was going to be some action star like Clint Eastwood. I'm like, listen, I like Anthony Michael Hall as an actor. I've liked him in various movies in the past. I even liked him in the Dead Zone TV show. But again, the stuff I've heard about him, his personal life, yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of him as a person. But I do like him as an actor. Although he was in Halloween Kills, and that film sucked. And of course, we passed it, but that's why we have the waterbed to have the dad where he gets up and absolutely punches the whole damn thing. And Arkin just nonchalant once again, while Johnny Depp is just experiencing everything for the first time. Damn, that kid's a heavy sleeper. To sleep through pulling a bed out, these two talking, and all this other stuff, and he doesn't wake up at all. I wish I could be that deep of a sleeper. I'm quite the opposite. I'm a very light sleeper. I'm a very picky light sleeper. Like I need the pillows to be right. I need a fan on for the noise. If I try to sleep at a motel, very, very hard for me to do so. Just of how silent it is. And if you're sharing a room with someone and they're snoring, I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. It just, like, if I hear it, it just keeps me awake. So, I wish I was a deep sleeper like that. Some people are like, earthquake won't wake them up. I'm like, I wish that was the case for me. I really do. But that's not the case. Got enough damn globes. What kind of classroom is this? Boring as hell classroom. Is there nothing on the walls? There's no posters on the walls. There's no signs on the walls. It's just bare walls. Look at the walls. Like, look, there's nothing on the walls. It's like a insane asylum or something. Just one color. And but I guess that's to stick with the whole. Like, even look at the way they're dressed: blue, green, bright yellow. Same with the houses. This unique color scheme. The cheerleaders is bright yellow. Like, the house is like lime green. Every person's set of clothes is just this brightly colored. Even like the little kid, there's lime green. Arcton is yellow. Yeah, blue is a very. It's usually just one color. So I did definitely bet they were very specific on the clothing and architecture. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're eating. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, 1990, I mean, you had quite a few films come out that year, from the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and was Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal. You had, let's see, 1990, you had Die Hard 2. That was a 1990 film. It's one of those things, if I look at a list, it's like, man, look at how many great films came out that same year. And show another steal. If you could do that with lawns, why not do that with dogs? Well, I guess it would look like one of those high-priced French poodle type of things. So, guess someone would be happy with that. And they all have dogs. Nobody has a cat or anything. It's all dogs. Like I said, I don't mind the film. Like I said, I like it. Because again, I like the cast. I like the unique look. The stuff like this is cute. Doing haircuts and all the dogs. But I think what it is that while I don't mind the film, right? We're almost halfway through, right? We're 49 minutes. We have about 55 minutes to go. That includes the end credits. So say 5 minutes for end credits, give or take. That means we're literally halfway through the film. Now it's going to give haircuts to people. I guarantee this is supposed to be like, if you don't cut her, you don't murder her. Well, at the same time, I did say they all had bad haircuts. Maybe that was on purpose so that he could fix them all. But I was saying, like, we're halfway through, and like there really hasn't been much of a story. You know what I mean? It's Diane got Edward. He hangs around town, cutting hair, cutting animal hair, and cutting lawns. It's just one of those things where, like, that's really all that's happened for half of the movie. So, like, even in the first half of Batman, Beetlejuice, even Pee Wee's Big Adventure, like, we started a story. Here's Pee Wee. We are introduced to who he is, who the villain is. His bike's been stolen. He's on the journey to get his bike back. The trials and tribulations of that. Here is just kind of like nothing. These might be worse haircuts, to be honest. What did he even do to her hair? Didn't seem like anything was done to Diane's hair. I guess on the side is a bit cut to the on the one side. I need to say the stories that the town is being introduced to Edward. Edward has the hots for Winona Ryder. And there you go. As me, I just felt there was a bit more going on in the first half of a driving force, of a momentum in I did other Tim Burton films. And even like Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, etc. Like I say, it's not bad. It's cute. I mentioned some of the stuff I liked. But it's just not something I rewatch over and over again. That's why sometimes it's a bit hard to know what to talk about. So now I was down out more in public, out of the safety of the neighborhood sanctum. Sanctum. Seems a bit more of a dangerous place here. Brad's golf and tennis. Tim's Hallmark is reading the signs here. Marshall Jewelers. Can't speak. I cannot talk for shit. Barbershop. Knife and scissor sharpening. Does he really need sharpening of those? Is that really a benefit for him? Just to be easier for him to cut his face? At least you like the different haircuts on the dogs and stuff. Let's say it's a comedy first and foremost, so it's sometimes, not all comedies, have, the most complicated of plots. Douchebag. I mean, there's been no evidence of it, of course. It's just something that popped in my head. That maybe I just want Anthony Michael Hall. I was seeing him there. I wonder if there's a part of his brain that looked at Johnny Depp and go, why am I not playing the lead role? I used to be a star. I used to do all these lead roles in these films. And I'm like, yeah, for John Hughes. I mean, think about it. Other than John Hughes, what other films did he do with lead roles? Not a whole lot, at least ones that were successful. I mean, that's another one I could look up. But it's definitely trying to have this 50s aesthetic. Even the way this audience looks, like the way the set is designed, the color schemes, the color coding. Even some of the hairstyles. The host with trying to be his perfect teeth. But it's like Anthony Michael Hall made me think, man, again, I used to be the star of films, and yeah, but this guy's going to be a much bigger star. Just for the Pirates of the Caribbean films alone. Let's see, well... Yeah, here it is, where I was thinking of Anthony Michael Hall. Anthony Michael Hall facing a felony battery charge for breaking a neighbor's wrist in a struggle. He must serve 40 hours of community service in connection with the conviction for assault with force likely to produce great bodily harm. 2016. At the condominium complex, when a neighbor left a gate open, the neighbor suffered a broken wrist and a back injury when the actor shoved him to the ground as an argument turned physical. He could face up to 7 years in prison if convicted of the original felony charge. Be sure to find another info on that. It was on surveillance footage video. Trying to see if there's anything that does it in depth. In court filings, Richard Sampson accused Anthony Michael Hall of negligence, assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional stress. Claims that Hall confronted him in the condominium complex in a rude or intimidating manner, engaged in offensive touching, and that Hall assaulted, intimidated, and battered him, leaving him hurt and injured in his health. I think, okay, maybe it's just someone like messing around with someone because, hey, they're a bit famous. Number one, would you really pick Anthony Michael Hall for that? And number two, it was caught on footage. You know, kind of being caught with your hands in the cookie jar. And just curious about something. Oh. Anthony Michael Hall has issued an apology after a crazy, profanity-laced video rant surfaced of the actor slamming hotel guests. I'm deeply sorry for my words and actions and ask for forgiveness for anyone who I may have offended. Verbal altercation with other guests while he is at the pool of the South Congress Hotel in Austin, Texas, where he was with his wife and his assistant. Anthony Michael Hall was reportedly blasting his music, bothering other guests, and cursing in front of kids while stating that people were disrespecting him. Yeah, I'm crazy. Kiss my ass. Film me. While flipping them off. He even called one of the guests Rosie O'Donnell. He even started splashing water at people on the side of the pool. Let's see. A friend of mine met Anthony Michael Hall at a party in the 90s and came very close to smack him in the face. Sorry, I know I spent too much time on this. It just, yeah. I guess I wanted, because people wonder, well, why do you say this all about Anthony Michael Hall? There's been plenty of incidents like that where it just seems like a prick. I should say in the film, able to repay the neighborhood for their kindness by trimming their hedges, grooming dogs, and styling their hair. That girl we saw offered to help Edward open a hair salon, and it seduces him but steers him away. She lied about Edward. The bank refuses his loan on the grounds that he has no assessment or collateral and is not legally a human. That's where they don't fuck Edward over here. They don't fuck him over because he's naive. He's, Pinocchio. He wants to be, a real little boy. He's someone that just believes whatever he's told because he doesn't really know about steaming, lying, backstabbing, turncoating. These are ideas that are not in his mainframe. And instead, Anthony Michael Hall being the prick. Yep, and they screwed him over. And Winona Ryder knows this and doesn't do anything to help him, doesn't tell the truth, doesn't do anything. Just allows it to happen, so fuck her. Immediately she'd be like, nope, this is what happened. But she doesn't, so fuck her. Fuck her. So going through Anthony Michael Hall, since he's being the prick here, he was in the 1982 film Six Pack, which I did review. He's one of the little kids who Kenny Rogers helps out. Kenny Rogers playing a race car driver. Didn't mind that film. Then 83, National Lampoon's Vacation. 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Weird Science. And that was 85. After that, kind of the beginning of the end. He did Out of Bounds, which was an awful film. He did Johnny Be Good in 1988, which did absolutely nothing. No one gave a shit. Then he was in this film. And he did A Gnome Named Norm, for those who remember that. Directed by Stan Winston, which is still insane to me that Stan Winston did that movie. Did not mind Into the Sun with him and Michael Pare. I thought that was an entertaining enough action film. He was in 6 Degrees of Separation, which had a young Will Smith, as well as Donald Sutherland, may he rest in peace. Hail Caesar, which was a pretty awful film. Anthony Michael Hall directed it and starred in it. I mean, you got people like Robert Downey Jr., Judd Nelson, Samuel L. Jackson, and he still made such a boring, lifeless movie. He was in Who Do I Gotta Kill, which he just had an early role with Sandra Bullock and Steve Buscemi. Film no one's ever fucking heard of. Same with films like Ripple, Exit, and Red. He was a bus driver in a film called Trojan War. The Photographer. He was in Freddy Got Fingered. I remember, like, he was gone for a while, and then I saw him in this film called All About the Benjamins, where he was like this redneck, racist scumbag at the beginning that Ice Cube beats the hell out of. Then 2008, he was in The Dark Knight. He was on that TV show The Dead Zone I mentioned, which I did like that show. Live by Night, which was the Ben Affleck film. That kind of killed his chances of doing the Batman solo movie, because that film was a bomb. War Machine with Brad Pitt, he was in. This film called Bodied. Halloween Kills. Oh, he had a cameo in Clerks 3, I forgot about that. And he's in the Jessica Alba film Trigger Warning. Jessica Alba is a skilled Special Forces officer who takes ownership of her father's bar shortly after he dies and soon finds herself at odds with a violent gang running rampant in her hometown. Okay. Anthony Michael Hall plays a powerful politician, so I guess he's one of the bad guys, or the Okay, whatever. And sorry I spent so much time with that, but I'm just curious. Because where all the women turn on him because they're dumbasses. Well, I guess to be fair, like, they don't know anything about it. I mean, cancel culture before cancel culture was a thing. There you go. You're canceled. Tough titty, you're canceled. Come on, it's Channel 7 News. Talk to me. You two-faced bitch. You got him in trouble, you got him arrested, you didn't do squat, you didn't help him, you're still not helping him, you don't tell the truth, you do nothing. You apologize all you want, lady, you screwed him over. I'd be like, fuck you. Piss up a rope and down a balcony. Give a rat's ass about you. You screwed up. But I mean, Edward Scissorhands is the type of guy that's like, nah, it was my fault. I did it. Don't say anything, don't do anything. So you just say, well, you know, she could attempt. She did attempt. She did try to tell. But he's like, nah, I'll take the blame for it. Take the blame. But I would still be like, well, get on the loudspeaker and tell the whole world. The whole neighborhood, at least. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's funny, if you had let things alone, Anthony Michael Hall, and not done anything to Edward, you actually might have stuck with Winona Ryder. You might have. But you blew it. You blew it. Nice set decoration there of all the walls being scuffed up. I know, even with the ceiling fan, it's still hot and sweating out here. That's how Texas is. Got the ceiling fan up on the highest thing and it's still hot. Got the AC on. Still hot. It is what it is. Who gives a shit? Yeah, I know. Just talking. What this boy did afterward? Yeah, that's the tough thing about doing commentaries is that sometimes you just run out of stuff to say. You know, there's a film I've seen before, but I've seen maybe 3 times in my life. Probably once when it first came out. Once maybe when like the DVD or something came out and flipped through it, and I think I reviewed this at one point, so I saw it then. And if that says that this would be the 4th time. But I mean, there's so many films. It's hard to rewatch. A lot of them. People being judgmental pricks. And you're wearing the haircuts that he gave you. You tried to molest him and you lied. Your dog's got his haircuts. You got his haircuts. All that jazz. I mean, it's the old story of the outsider wanting to fit in, realizing maybe he can't fit in, or maybe it's just not meant for him to fit in, and maybe it might not be the most happy ending, but maybe it's okay to have this experience, but just live his own life, but have a few memories, a few thoughts, and a few things to remember. And as you can see, yeah, it is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie. I mean, my favorite Christmas movies would probably involve films like, if we're not counting Die Hard, Die Hard 2, or Lethal Weapon, action films. If we're not counting action films, because they'd be like action, like Cobra, Stallone starring in it. Technically, that's a Christmas movie because there's a Toys R Us commercial talking about Christmas. When the robber at the supermarket at the beginning is tearing house, there are Christmas decorations. So that takes place during Christmas. Lethal Weapon does. Die Hard 1 and 2 does. I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren, which I love. That takes place during Christmas. So if we're not including that stuff, then I would say films like Scrooged with Bill Murray, Ernest Saves Christmas, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Home Alone is a fun one. That's just to name a few. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. To name a couple. And of course, this would be something showcased later on at the end of the movie with the snow. Oh, does he cut her? So again, I understand it's a movie. It's invoking the emotions we're supposed to. Just Winona Ryder, will you just say everything, like everybody out loud to the public? Goddamn. Tell everybody. Or can we just go down there and punch Anthony Michael Hall in the face? Just go down there and punch him in the face. I think Michael Hall knows how to play a prick. Because again, I think he's very, very natural. And I like him as an actor. He does a good job. He's very prickly. Come on, Arkin, you gotta go and just give him a big old punch across the face. Just turn on a loudspeaker and tell the whole neighborhood what the hell's going on. Yeah, this is when he's had enough. He's tired of this strap. He's going home. Yeah. He's tired of this. They're going wow, just flat the tires, everything. Chain screw it. You want your demon, you got your demon. You want your devil, you got your devil. If you want it here, come and get it. Stop playing your fucking piano. Well, I mean, considering how badly he's been treated and everyone's giving him crap and screwing him over. Hey, Lee, you know, he made that, so technically he could do whatever he wants. He made it. He made the damn thing. He made an adjustment. Take the leg off. Give that man a hand and take the leg. You ever heard the phrase shake a leg? Well, he shut the leg off. Make it more sturdy. More impressive to do it all in one leg. Have this on for a little bit. Best that he goes back up there. At least there he's safe. Yeah. Yeah, Winora, you've done enough. You stay there. You've done not much of anything. That's a cute moment. Like that store, that foreboding store by Danny Elfman when the police are coming. And that would say that's one of my favorite moments is him sitting there, the very well trained Whoever trained that dog did a great job. Getting the dog to sit right next to him, sit there, stay, allow it to be cut so the eyes are shown, and then it gives the lick. So I don't know, they maybe put something on his face. I don't know, some kind of some kind of thing for him, for the dog to lick. You screw him over, run order. Well, I mean, maybe that's not the most fair to say. Yeah, it can never work. I mean, again, you can't even hold her. Can't do much. Just how it is. How do you do a tragic love story without killing the characters? I mean, what was the phrase someone said? The best love stories are the most tragic love stories. I mean, you think of the love stories throughout the years, even, Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese. What happened? Kyle Reese dies, but Sarah Connor's pregnant with her son because of Kyle Reese. Ghost, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore. They're in love with each other. Patrick Swayze dies. He gets revenge as well as saving Demi Moore with the help of Whoopi Goldberg. But they have one last kiss, one last goodbye, and Swayze's character goes off to heaven. Romeo and Juliet. So here it's like, well, no, you don't have the characters die. It's just they can't be together. And Vincent Price, so close but yet so far away. Has hands for him. Complete it. Can't even touch him because cuts Ron in his face. That's the thing, though. That's another thing. Can Edward even die of old age? Like, does Edward grow? I think that was the thing that was said at the beginning or at the very end, where again he'll stay this. Because I mean he's not human. That's another reason why you can never do a sequel. It's like, well, Edward doesn't age. He's not supposed to really age because he's not human. So, but anyway, I keep saying like they're not doing a sequel yet. I'm sure there were talks of it for a while. Why I have this sinking feeling if Beetlejuice 2 is a huge hit, that'll be this kind of, oh, will they do a sequel to Edward Scissorhands? I don't know why, just this feeling. Maybe not. I just think of all the other sequels that come out that we never really needed. Why doesn't Winona Ryder save the brother? He's trying to help. Cuts the kid's face. Like, where's Winona Ryder at? She's there too. She blind? She can't see the shit? You gotta let the guy who doesn't even have hands save the kid. Winona Ryder didn't do. I. Why did it makes me hate Winona Ryder's character? She don't do jack squat. Whatever, despite whatever Edward says, she did get on a speaker, get on a megaphone, whatever. Tell everybody the truth about Anthony Michael Hall. Tell the cops the truth about what happened. Anything and everything. Up, down, center. God. Can't do squat. Won't do squat. God. Makes me pissed at her. Oh, is that fair? Well, I know it's not fair. I don't need to be fair. It ain't my job to be fair. Fuck her. The character. That is, fuck her. She hasn't done much shit to help. That's my problem with her. She hasn't done jack shit to help him. God damn it. Help him, you bitch. God damn it. Help him, bitch. The fuck is your major malfunction? God damn it. Oh, the cop shot in the air. Probably lied about it and stuff, yeah. You know, the cop's like, shut the fuck up. The cop seems like he knows more than anybody. Like, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Cop might be one of the more likable people in the movie. Cop should be like, I'm gonna run all these people over. Shut up. Yeah, I'm a face. You idiots. God. People, man. Like, yeah, I'm a face. What a writer, what are you doing now? Nice architecture of the inner parts of this castle. Like I said, I don't mind the film. This is not a favorite of mine, but I don't mind it for what it is. He's alone. He's going to be alone. I mean, Johnny Depp definitely did a good job. He definitely gave the character a good amount of heart and soul, especially with his eyes. I think the way his eyes play a lot to the character, the innocence, sadness. Ooh. Damn. But I mean, you definitely have to make it where Anthony Michael Hall is such a hateable person that you just want him to get just desserts. And again, how do you make a love story a tragic one, but you don't kill the two characters? Well, Yeah, if I wait for them to be separated, and this would be a big one. Get this character killed off. There you go. Freddy Krueger style. He deserved it. Bastard, he deserved it. Fuck you. Bastard deserved it. He won't be in the sequel. Now what's she gonna do? Hey, the bastard deserved it. Pretty much she's going to tell them that they're both dead, they both killed each other, and that's the way it is. That's the way it's gotta be. That's the way it is. The way it is. Which, I mean, is not the happiest ending, because Edward is now looked at as a monster, as a killer in death. He can never find happiness, he can never find a family, he can never fulfill love. He's going to be stuck here alone forever, especially if he doesn't age. So, yeah, not really the, I mean, other than he's alive, it's not that happy of an ending. Well, you guys got what you wanted. Should be cheering. Don't try to look sad or whatever the fuck. It's your fault. You motherfuckers. And of course, this older lady is the older Winona Ryder. Which we were supposed to tell when she takes her glasses off. Not bad old age makeup. But I mean, you got Stan Winston working on it, so you have more top-notch people involved. Makes sense. That would be the case. They said the movie's pretty much over here. Pretty much. She didn't go see him anymore. Well, what am I doing? You've seen the film, or you're watching along, or whatever. So I'm just narrating what's on screen. Yeah, as we're getting to the finale, I mean, the final couple minutes of the film, you see it snowing outside. And the reason it's snowing, well, although I guess we're meant to assume Edward was climbing up before this scene. That's why it's snowing. But here, this is where it's going to snow. My wonderment is, where did he get this ice? How did he get this ice? And why is this ice not melting? See, that's the question at hand. How did he get the ice? This is 1990. Do you order by mail? And how does his ice not melt? So, I don't know. How is the ice not melting, and how did he get the ice? You tell me, I don't know. But I guess because it's snowing, that means he's got ice there, yeah. And yeah, I don't know how the hell he got the ice there. Does he just have a consistent amount of ice in some basement? Then do you order by magazine? Does he pay for it, and what? Utensils? Spare parts of scissors? Haircuts? I don't know. Frank Miller, different Frank Miller. Camera operator Frank Miller. Yeah, if you think about it for a couple seconds, it's like, well, again, how did he get the ice, and why is the ice not melting, and who gave him the ice, or how did he pay for the ice, or again, did he sneak away, and he doesn't even have a vehicle or a car. How did he get the ice there? You're not supposed to think about it. I know. You're not supposed to think about it, but I am, and I just did. Again, not a bad film. I liked it. It's not a film we watch a lot, but performances for most part are good. Decent makeup by Stan Winston's crew. Good score by Danny Elfman. Again, like my favorite Tim Burton films would be films like Ed Wood, Sleepy Hollow, Batman, Beetlejuice, Batman Returns. I mean, top 10, sure, but like even Pee Wee's Big Adventure I would put above this for me, just entertainment wise. And all those ones I mentioned, Batman Returns, Beetlejuice, Sleepy Hollow, Ed Wood, I would put above this. But I mean, it's way better than Planet of the Apes, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows. I like this more than Sweeney Todd. I like this more than, oh, what was the other movie? And I can't think of it now. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I would put this above that one. I like this one more. I think this is a better film. But take that for you will. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks once again, Shawn. Bye-bye.